Hi, I'm Marc and I'm the General Director of msf-uk, still on my trip visit to Papua New Guinea. If you remember, a couple of days ago I got bumped from the plane to come up to a place called Tari. Well, I made it here. This is up in the highlands, really a sort of proverbial place that time forgot. And our project here was set up to deal with violence, the kind of violence that we haven't seen anywhere else in the world. Outside of a war zone, and there's no war going on up here. There's just an extraordinary level of violence and brutality in what is otherwise, and to all appearances, a very idyllic place. But first, before I talk a little bit about the project, I want to show you a Mumu, because today we're having a Mumu. Okay, this is stage 2 of the Mumu. Over there, we've got all the rocks. They've been heated. In fact, they're literally like magma hot. And then right now they put banana leaves down, and they're putting in a lot of other leaves, cabbage leaves, banana peels and other things, and then the meat will go on top of that. And then more banana leaves and the rocks. That's the Mumu. You can see now he's starting to load the stones that are already heated. And he's putting them, oh, and there he is. He's got a hot stone. And he's going to put it onto a leaf, a banana leaf, and right in the middle, and that's what's going to cook our meal. That's what the Mumu looks like now. The meat and the vegetables are all really, really well cooked. Everything is very soft. You can see it. Over here, they're piling up the meat and getting all the good pieces out. And then I think, wow, they're really cutting it up too. And then back there, we've got all the vegetables coming out. So the Mumu is really here now. So that's a Mumu. The reason they're having a Mumu is, well, partly the reason is that the team had to evacuate due to security reasons back in December, and they missed their Christmas party that they had scheduled. So they're having a Mumu, or a Christmas party today in the middle of February, which is just fine with me. I think what I found here when I came up yesterday was a team, really an expat team that was exhausted. They are running around the clock. They just don't have the resources to deal with the level of care, with the issues, with the number of sick people, with everything up here. It's a very, very difficult situation. And it's one that's in some ways typical, but this would be an extreme case of it in MSF. And the reason is simple. I mean, we came up here to do two things, essentially. One is put up a surgical capacity and deal with all the, car accidents, abscesses, all the typical cesarean sections and violence. And then also a family support center, a little bit like the project down in Leh, that was dealing with sexual and familial violence. The problem is that there's a district hospital here, and the staff have left, so they're demotivated, and basically now MSF is the sole provider. So what does our medical doctor or our surgeon, who is here for, as I said, violence, for surgery, supposed to do when people all day long come and pull their arms and say, my sister is dying over in that ward, my child is very, very sick. Of course they have to go treat them, and so they are just being run down to the bone, or trying to deal with the health needs of an entire district. Yesterday, during dinner, a child was admitted. Apparently a group of children ate poisonous mushrooms, and one was in a coma. There are really quite terrible levels of maternal mortality here, and a lot of problems with childbirth, eclampsia, hemorrhaging, or just women who aren't able to give birth healthily. And there's no antenatal care. There's no midwife up here from the government. There's basically no other function or capacity to take care of this. So MSF ends up doing it, and I'm concerned for the team. It's not very sustainable. They'll burn out, and then they're not any good to anybody. At the same time, I understand the team. I mean, it's concerning to see a team that really is being forced to work beyond its bounds, and at the same time, it's kind of gratifying. I mean, of course, our project proposal and all the papers say that they're not supposed to be doing all that work. But what kind of MSFers would they be if they just let people die in the rest of the hospital without going over there? So it's somehow right that they do that. But we've got to do a better job in the capital city here of pushing on the government to get some resources up here, and then maybe even pushing at headquarters level in MSF to rethink what we're doing here, at least in the short term, and get some relief for this team. So that's it.